Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications you can apply to your life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in Leviticus 22, 1 through 33. Now the priests were to be good and set good examples for others around them. They had guidelines that they were to follow. Now this is much like companies today. When we work somewhere, they tell us this is how you do it. They show you the examples of it, and then you do it exactly the way that they showed you. Every company has guidelines that they want you to follow in order to do this job and to do it correctly. Now, we follow those guidelines because we want to get paid. And the priests were no different. They followed these guidelines so that they could be close and holy with God. And priests used to sometimes see religion as a way to make money, get prestige, power, respect. And for this reason alone, God said the priest would not own any land. And him and his family was to take part of the offering to be able to eat and be nourished. And they were to be God's servants. Now today we are to be God's servants. We are to be willing to share God with other people in our lives. And we have a position that we do in the church, and we should do that to the best of our abilities. Not for the pay, not for prestige, but to be closer to God and to learn to be a servant. So take your position at church very seriously. Now, priests were to look at the animals and make sure that they were acceptable. They were to make sure that there was no blemishes in the offering that they were going to give to God, because God wants us to give the best. Now, this is another picture of Jesus Christ. He was perfect. He was the perfect sacrifice, and he gave himself willingly for me and for you. So we should take a good look at ourselves, and we should look at the blemishes or sin that we have in our life. We need to look at ways in order to overcome that sin, to replace the uncleanliness with cleanness, the unholiness with holiness. So we are to come before a holy God, and we are to try to be holy. We are to try to be good. And we need to come before God with a righteous attitude and a pure heart. And we come willingly, and we give of our money and our time willingly to ensure that God's work is done. May God be with you in everything and in every way.